You had a bit of a Twitter beef earlier this week with ColtyBrah. And I follow both you guys.
Colton Dobson.
Yes. And
born in June 1992, lives in Huntington Beach, California. Yeah, Colton Dobson.
All right. Cool the Jets a bit. But I mean, like I've I've followed the both of you, for a while, and I thought that it was interesting watching that unfold. And I think this is probably a better way to cover the topic. And I've got a personal story too that I want to share. I'll leave that towards the end because it's around something on this topic of sharpening the mind. But I know that a lot of people have come to this for, their dose of red meat. So let's give them the drama and the red meat. Why don't you tell them how this spat unfolded and how it came to a conclusion?
Right. So this Twitter artist, he's been around for a while. I think anyone who's in the Twitter space has probably seen him. He likes to take shots at people. He's been around for a while, and he had a few digs at me 2 or 3 years ago, and I largely ignored him because I don't believe in half measures, right? I either completely ignore somebody or I aim to destroy them. It turns out he's a cocaine addict. He gets high in front of his computer, and he likes to start beefs for clout. And one day I had a little bit of time for him, which was 3 or 4 days ago. I had some spare time, and I decided to destroy his brand and do my absolute best to wreck his life. And luckily, he capitulated and showed the world he was a coward before I really managed to even get started. I mean, we were only 24 hours in. So the real fun and games didn't even start. But I think he realized that, there's some people on the internet who talk, and there's some people on the internet who talk and do something else.
So I missed the start, so forgive me, guys. But what was it that, why would he want to pick a fight with a champion kickboxer? Where did that come from?
Because that's clout, right? This is the thing that's amazing to me about this whole spat. When this whole thing started, everyone started saying, "Oh, Colty's going to fight Tate." He was never going to fight me. He was never going to fight me. It's amazing to me that people were pretending there was ever a chance, even 1% chance, he was going to show up and fight me. Of course not.
You've had this happen a few times, though, right?
The fighter. Sorry?
You've had this happen a few times, though. A few people have.
Oh, it happens all the time. The time. Yeah.
But I mean, this is the first time that I've seen somebody that actually claims to be an MMA combatant, somebody that's had fights.
Listen, if 2 people want to fight, trust me, I've been in their cage in the ring enough times to know if 2 people want to fight, it doesn't take long to organize. Okay. It certainly doesn't take, a whole bunch of talking, a whole bunch of back and forth, and this guy's talking garbage and saying he's going to fight me and this, that. He's trying to get status. And it's amazing to me that I actually lost a little bit of faith in the rotting corpse of the masculine side of Twitter as it is, that these people are sitting there pretending there was ever a chance it was even going to happen. There's people sitting there going, "This is going to be a good fight." Are you out of your mind? This guy's talking crap for clout. You're giving him attention for no reason. He doesn't deserve it. He has no intention of fighting me. And enough people tagged me and wasted enough of my life reading it. I thought, I'm going to have to dedicate 36 hours to wrecking this fool. It's insanity.
So the challenge came up, and then why weren't you able to follow through to get the fight booked and then take the deposits and set up the event? What happened from there?
So he said he'd fight me. I said, "No problem. Here's a contract." And he went silent, just disappeared. Because that was his intention all along, to pretend he was going to fight and then not sign a contract and not fight. So then I put $50,000 in escrow. I was like, "Look, you're not going to now sign a contract and then not turn up. You're not going to waste even more of everybody's time." So I put $50,000 in escrow instantly. Once again, put it on Twitter. He started slow replying. And at this point, I understood that he has no intention of fighting me, but he's wasted my time and he said my name. So he has to pay a price one way or another. And that's when I took a little bit of time out of my life and instigated a campaign against his entire family. I intended on litigating his bloodline into eternal poverty. And I would do exactly that. I would do exactly that with a smile on my face. People don't understand, right? I wouldn't say I'm bored, but I certainly miss war. Let's put it that way. You're going to give me a reason. If you're going to annoy me enough to go out of my way, I will spend 10 hours a day, every single day for the rest of my human years, inconveniencing you. I will do that, and I will sit and laugh with my brother from the seat of my private plane. I don't care if it costs me $100 to take one from you. I'll do that trade all day, and we'll see who runs out of money first. I'm that guy. So when he decided to finally keep saying my name to the point where I was like, "Okay, we're going to fight," then I realized it was all just a lie. He's not even going to give me the honor. He doesn't have enough honor as a man to turn up. I wanted the glory. I wanted to smash his face in. He ain't going to give me the chance. Well, then I have to ruin his life, don't I? What else am I supposed to do? So I began a campaign.
What was the initial beef with you? Like he just started running his mouth about how you weren't what you said you were, or like where did it come from?
Yeah, I think the lowest and easiest, you probably
Because I
know
mean, it
this
was
yourself.
convenient that it got tied around the time that you started posting about the Bugatti, and it ended up on the Bugatti website with your name embroidered on the headrest.
Yeah, I think you'll know this as well yourself. The easiest way to try and clout chase is to find somebody of high status and attack them.
Right.
That's all it is. I mean, you probably get this yourself, right? If you're a nobody and you want some clout, you find somebody of high status and you run your mouth. So, I mean, I'm out there. I guess he just decided me. I don't know why he'd pick me. I actually like to think that I'm not going to, I mean, nobody's scared of anybody on Twitter or the internet, right? But I like to think that there's enough about me. He should have known what was going to happen. He should have known I was going to do something about it. I don't know why he's ignorant, drunk, high, stupid, autistic. Not sure which one he is. Probably a combination of them all. But he just wants some clout, right? And in general, I don't have that many haters online. I don't have that many. So I guess he thought he'd be unique and be the one who wants to run his mouth to me and look like a tough guy.
You do get hate though. Like I noticed a lot of the exchanges back and forth. There's a lot of people that I don't know what kind of language they think that is necessary to use, but they certainly pick their favorite guy, right? Like everybody's got their favorite fighter. You know, if there's a fight, like there's people that are going to side with Tate. There's people that are going to side with his opponent, sort of thing, right? Yep. And they get into the emotion, the energy, like the whole scenario of the whole thing, and then it just kind of collapses on itself and implodes. But now the part that I wanted to get to was how winners win, right? Because I mean, you've been up against this, I'm sure, your entire life. I mean, you're a guy that came from no one. You started kickboxing. I've seen your record. We've talked before. You're clearly who you say you are. There's a first initial moment when I came across, Andrew Tate on Twitter, and I was like, who is this guy? He's loud, he's boisterous, he's very confident. He's either really full of shit or he really is who he says, he is. And it took me a while to figure it out. Right. And obviously, I've made my conclusion on that. But, then you went full on him. Like you were talking about, you got his family involved. I think you mentioned his parents' name.
Oh, well, I certainly got his family involved. All of them. All of them. They birthed scum, Richard. They will pay.
How did you manage to include his family in a lawsuit? Like how would they be involved with him running his mouth on Twitter? That's the part that I'm trying to connect the dots on.
They birthed scum and they will pay the price. Listen, here's the thing about winning in life. There's no such thing as Rambo. Everyone has this idea of this lone cat Rambo kind of thing. The most dangerous people in the world are people with networks. They're people who know people. And it's people with liquid wealth. Listen, I'm part of networks and groups. I'm part of organizations where I can drop a $20,000 prize and say, this Twitter tag, 20 grand with ideas and information that's going to destroy his life. That's all I did. It took 3 minutes. I had his name, his address, his dad's job, his sister's bra size, you name it. I had all of it. It was done. It took 3 minutes. And from there,
that many people sold him out, eh?
Oh, everybody. So no, there's no such thing as anonymity. That's the thing I don't understand about the internet. You put your face, you put your face out there. I put my face out there. A lot of guys.
I put my real face and my real name out there. Like we're one of the few that actually do that here.
Exactly. And people are out there trying to hide, but you can't even hide. You can't hide in this world. It took all of 3 minutes to get all the information. And as for litigating his parents, listen, I'll say this right here, right now. And I don't care because I might still litigate them. And I'll still say this. I don't need a reason. You're going to have to defend yourself. Regardless, that's the thing about the American legal system. You cannot ignore it. I don't care if it costs me $1 million to take $1,000 out of your bank. You're going to be in court twice a month for the rest of your human years. I don't care. I will sue you for any and every reason forever. And you're going to have to hire lawyers and turn up forever. I will do that. I'm that guy. I'm petty. I'm petty and I've got a lot of money and a lot of time. So it's not even about guilty. It's not about why. It's just about because I can. It's one of many, many things I was going to do. I'd buy the property next to his father's Airbnb and list it for free. I will bankrupt you. You don't understand the levels I will go to. I'm that guy. And the guy, and he, as soon as he could feel it, and he felt it because people turned up at his door. Once I had his address, I started I didn't want to get banned from Twitter. Obviously, it happened in the end anyway. Yeah. But at first, I put his street name. Then I put his house number. And then when guys turned up at his house, I had to fly some friends of mine from Vegas to LA. Like I had to spend money on this shit. This took time out of my life. When he looked out the window and saw the SUV, then he starts apologizing on the internet. Like, oh, bitch. Welcome to the real world. Worlds have consequences. And it wasn't even hard for me to do. Richard, all I did was I sent some messages to a few private groups I'm in and said, look, cash prize, this guy needs to pay. That's all it was. It wasn't even difficult. And I still haven't even decided. I still might do it, Richard. You know what? I still might do it. I still might litigate him into the fucking ground. Why not? What else have I got to do? I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I told him this.
You've been warned, internet.
Ends. Listen, I'm a man of honor, right? If I have a problem with anybody and they agree to fight me and they turn up and they beat me, I'll take the L. I'm not petty. I'm not all those guys who can't take the L. If he would have gotten the cage and won, I'd take it. If he would have gotten the cage and lost, I still would have dropped it. But if you're going to say my name and pretend you're going to fight me and then just waste everybody's time, waste the fight promoter's time, waste a bunch of idiots on Twitter's time, everyone pretending this is going to be a thing. No, he deserves to pay. He deserves to pay because words have consequences. Before the internet, if he was talking like he was talking to my face, he would have had serious facial injuries. Serious, and he knows that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? The more we talk about this, the more I realize, Richard, no, Richard. He has to pay. I might have to do it.